NATO's second largest army. I want to bring in Congressman Brad Wenstrup of Ohio. He's an Iraq War veteran and officer in the Army Reserve. He's also one of the many Republicans criticizing President Trump's move. Congressman, I know that you have met the Kurds, both from when you were in the Army and also when you were a congressman. There are a lot of viewers out there who probably don't understand why people such as yourself have such an emotional attachment to them beyond the fact that they're U.S. allies. Explain.
Well, you know, when you're in war especially, you want to know who your friends are. And that is something that we learned firsthand in Iraq. I didn't spend a lot of time with the Kurds. I was mostly down into the main part of Iraq. But when I did go to the Kurdish area, this was the only time that I could walk through the streets without armor, in uniform, and people would come up and hug me. It's the only time in a year deployment that I actually ate at a restaurant. When I went up there, I was surprised. We had American universities there. We had Domino's Pizza, you had churches. It was amazing, and you felt so loved. And you know, you think about it, we did keep them safe from Saddam Hussein for years with the no-fly zone. And then, you know, unfortunately, when we withdrew from Iraq and you had the ISIS caliphate, who was there for us? The Kurds were there for us, and they've been there for us. And I think it's important to maintain allies, you know, because what goes on other places does matter here. If we didn't learn that after 9/11, I don't know when we're going to. And so, although we don't want endless wars, but at the same time, we certainly would like to work with our allies so that they can keep an eye out for us and maintain our safety as well.
Congressman, I want you to listen to what your colleague, Republican Congressman John Shimkus, told an Illinois radio station earlier today. Take a listen.
Pull my name off the I support Donald Trump list. I mean, this was just, we have just stabbed our allies in the back.
Do you agree? Have we stabbed our allies in the back?
Well, I certainly, unless I'm missing something, it seems like we've turned our back on them, and I don't feel good about that. You know, you make a lot of friends in war, believe it or not. I just had lunch the other day with one of my interpreters who's now a U.S. citizen and a cardiologist in Ohio. And it gives me great pleasure. You know who your friends are, and the ones that are willing to support you. And when they do, you want to stand by them in return. And we do need them. You know, it's not that it's just over there. The world is different today. And like I said, 9/11 and the influence of ISIS to even launch attacks to harm people in the United States is very present. And you know, at the same time, let's talk about the Turks. I mean, whether you're for or against the Iraq War, they wouldn't let us come in from the north, making it very much more challenging for us. You look at them now; they're buying weapons from Russia. It's a concern on both sides of this, not only how we're treating the Kurds and what the Turks are doing.
Do you have any idea why President Trump did this? Because this wasn't part of some, like, let's withdraw all U.S. troops from Syria and Iraq, which at least, if he had done that, that would have at least made some sense. But why just withdraw the ones from the border area to do what Erdogan wanted him to do? Why?
No, I don't know, and I'd love to have a briefing on what the expectation is. But you know, we have a resolution out that's going to try and put sanctions on the Turks, and hopefully that would have a positive effect. You know, fortunately, we do have some other branches of government, and we can intervene at times, and that's one of the beauties of America. But I think that if we can reach out and put some restrictions on Turkey, it'll be a big help, and I'm going to work towards that.